While studying at Edmonds Community College, students will live in our local communities, small, safe communities near the big city of Seattle, but yet with a lot of diversity and community and great restaurants, great activities for students to participate in. They can very easily go to the outdoors and go to the mountains. They can go into the city. They can enjoy the beauty of the downtown Edmonds right on the waterfront of Seattle. At Edmonds, we offer a variety of programs for our students. We can begin with English as a second language. We also have a high school completion program, which allows students to transfer some of their credits from high school while earning the diploma to their transfer degree. And then, of course, we have our transfer degrees, which assist students in moving on to a four-year university.
So when international students apply, first they need to get an admission from college. And also we issue an I-20, and then they use the I-20 to go to the visa interview to get an F1 visa and then come to the U.S. Admission process is very simple. The first student submit login request, and then we email student's ID number, online application, and PIN number within 1 to 2 business days. And then once we receive complete application, we process the I-20.
So the qualifications for entering the high school program are that students need to be at least 16 years old, and they also need to place at least at our English level of English for academic purposes. So some students aren't quite at that English level yet, so they might have to take ESL for a couple quarters, and then they work their way up to high school, so they can start in the high school program then. So one of the features of our program is that every high school student gets to meet with a high school advisor in an individual meeting, and we take into consideration the students' goals and what they've done already and create an individualized study plan for the student. In our plan, we strive to enable the student to take as many college credits as possible while they're still in high school and to graduate from high school as quickly as possible. Since I've been here, we've had a lot of exciting changes that I'm really proud of. We have more opportunities for students for leadership and scholarship and preparing for university transfer.
In the ESL program, I have a chance to meet a lot of people from different countries, which I never met in my life in my home country. And the teachers from ESL program, they help me with all the questions that I have, or they're willing to help me whenever I need.
In Poland, when I first got here, I was in ESL program. It's small class. Each class has more about 30 students. So instructor cares about like what you have learned, or are you really familiar with the points that covered in the class. And if you need help, they always like offer help, or you can email them. They're very friendly and try to help you to get like better score, help to improve yourself.
One of the things I'm the most proud of is our advisors at International Student Services. We have 5 advisors who work very closely with students to ensure that they're taking the correct programs that will work for their degrees and support whatever goals they have when moving on to a four-year university. For those students who don't choose to go to a four-year university, we also have some wonderful technical degrees, but we have full support for students. We meet with them regularly. We have transfer advising workshops. We have universities come to visit, and we are completely involved in the education of our students.
Helping a student develop a university transfer plan is really like putting a great big jigsaw puzzle together, because they're usually looking at 5 or 6 universities, and each university will have its own unique set of requirements. And then they might be looking at 2 or 3 different majors. And so in addition to university requirements, we're now looking at specific requirements for admission to a major. And again, they're all different. So we have to take all these bits and parts and fit them into one plan. And that can be challenging. but possible.
For transferring to Edmonds, once you get accepted, it's quite fast. The instructions they gave you, they gave us a whole package stating what we needed. As for from Edmonds to the University of Washington, since the advisors here know well how to transfer to the University of Washington, they were kind enough to tell me which classes were needed and which ones weren't. So basically, I could transfer at the perfect time of like about 2 years or a year and a half from community college.
I think I'm not able to do all the paperwork without the help from the college advisors, because during the time that I was in college, I got a lot of good advice from the advisor. They helped me choose the classes, and they helped me to choose the right classes for me for transferring, and all the classes really useful for my major.
So our different housing options, we have, of course, homestay has been our most long-standing at Edmonds Community College. We're going in about 42 years of having a homestay program, and it is our homestay program. So we recruit the host families, we work with the host families, we also work with the host students. So if there's any issues that come up between the students and families, which there are when you have different languages and cultures involved. And so we're there to help both the family and the student. And a lot of times it's just misunderstandings. And so we have a great homestay program. We also have our residence halls, and we have 3 buildings right now. And we have, as I mentioned, student leaders, RAs, who live in the building and support the students. If there's any issues that come up with roommates, they also do a lot of programming to help the students to get to know each other throughout the building and really build community.
When I came to the U.S., I was 17 years old, and I was in high school. Living without my parents and my friend, integrating with the new environments, and especially communicating in different language, which is not my native language. However, I have the teachers from ESL department that helped me a lot, assisted me. They not only teach me English, but they also teach me American culture.
Back to China, when I was still in high school, actually my grades was not that good because I was kind of tired of following others about what they do. So other people study hard, and I try to follow up with them. But it's hard for me because I don't really like the style of teaching in high school. It's kind of hard for me to follow, so my grades was not good. But once I came here and went through the ESL program offered in Edmonds Community College, in that small class, instructor were really friendly. They try to help anytime if you need. And once my grades get higher and higher, I realized it's not that hard to study. So my grades went high, and my first quarter I got 4.0, and that was a big step for me.
Students who come to Edmonds Community College will receive the full support of our office, whether it's with their academics, whether it's programming, whether it's cultural adjustment. We are there for them 100%, and we take our jobs very, very seriously and are always there for our students. So I would feel very proud to have any student come to Edmonds Community College, and we'd be happy to see them.